Hey there guys, this is Ignite the Fire, and welcome back to another episode of Skylanders for 3DS. This is the finale episode, also known as episode number 20, so as the word finale implies, we will be finishing the game today, and so to do so we have to complete Maelstrom. So in this episode we are both going to complete the level for Maelstrom, and the boss of the area as well. So as for our challenges, we have 200 coins to collect, we have 1 giant area, we have 25 swarmers to defeat, and our elemental gates are of the undead and air elements, which is why I have Eyebrow, and so is 2 Lightning Rod joining me. And as for our story mission, we have to locate Frightbeard, so let's get right into the level here. This is known as the Phantom Tide Horizon, a pretty awesome named level right there. At least I think it's awesome. As I said in the previous episode, awesomeness at the helm. But either way, we have a nice, awesome looking level right here. I mean, I've got to admit, that does look pretty cool. Graphics in this game certainly, I was about to say look better in the Spice Adventure, but I kind of like to take that back because they're technically the same. Because I've said this before, and I'll say it again, not in this Let's Play though, in the other Let's Play, for Wii 1, to be specific. This game feels more of an expansion on the first one, not like a full console game. And that's what they should have done it like. They should have done it like an expansion to the first one, like a DLC kind of. So that then you could take all your new characters and place them and use them in the old levels of the Spice Adventure games. You know, you could have Eyebrow here functioning just fine in Shattered Island on the Wii, for example. You know, that is what I think they should have done, but that ain't what they did. They decided to give the game a full console release. Now, we didn't really see this as a problem back in 2012 when it was first released, because this was amazing back then, but over time we basically looked back and thought about what would have been better for the franchise, and it would have been expansions, so basically every game expanding upon Spice Adventure. What I think would have been even better is that if they made Spice Adventure, then they made this an expansion to that game, but I do think that Swap Force... I do think that Swap Force should have been made its own game, it should have been a sequel and this should have been an expansion. And then with Trap Team, I think that should have been an expansion to Spice Adventure, so it would basically be Spice Adventure, Giants and Trap Team as one game. Then Superchargers should have expanded on Swap Force, I feel. So Swap Force and Superchargers would have been one game. And then, finally, Imaginators, I think, should have also expanded upon Spice Adventure. So, Spice Adventure, Giants, Trap Team, and Superchargers all as one... not Superchargers, Imaginators all as one game. And then, Swap Force and Superchargers as the other one. Especially since Swap Force and Superchargers are the only 2 games in the franchise to be developed by Vicarious Visions. So, that's one of my main reasonings behind such a theory. Anyway, what's this? Is this a teleporter? Yes, it is indeed a teleporter. What an exciting teleporter it was. Either way, let's be Lightning Rod here, because we've been Eyeball before, so it's time to introduce you to the new guy right here, which is Lightning Rod. Okay, we have 100 of 200 coins, we're already halfway there, and we already did the Undead Gate as well, I believe, so that's halfway for the Elemental Challenges as well. But we still have 25 Swarmers to defeat, I believe, and some other objectives, so I've got to make sure I get those defeated and done as well. What's the objective? Let me just check. The giant area, of course it was, can't believe I've got that. So yeah, hopefully we can still get those completed successfully, because, you know, I'm aiming to complete all 4 of those challenges in the first run of level here, so then that'll make the speedrun, so much more easier. But either way, it turns out that those are the Swarmers, so we've already defeated 14 of them, you know, chompies and all. But this level is focused mostly on platforming more so than combat, it would seem. The Lightning Rod here can levitate, so that's going to be extremely helpful, as you guys can see right here. Either way, we have the Air Elemental Gate, we have 13 more Swarmers, a giant area, and then we're good, pretty much. Because, the coin objective, that's going to be easy, you know, we don't even need to worry about that. Okay, 6 more Chompies left. I'm not going to call them Swarmers, I'm just going to call them Chompies, but I can see why they call them Swarmers, because they kind of, swarm you, so it makes sense, in other words. Whoa boy, okay, we've got to be careful of these, teeth bridge things. I thought that if you, landed on a teeth, they would, bite you or something, but no, that does not seem to be the case. They're just there for aesthetics, basically. Thank heavens for Lightning Rod's levitation ability, or else I never would have like made that jump right there. Oh boy, okay. Yeah, I like this guy's levitation ability, and man, it's starting to get harder because now they've introduced the spikes to the platforms as well. And they're also starting to flip much faster as well, so that's also more difficult. And we're just going to take the hit from the spikes like a boss right here. Because, you know, Lightning Rod is a boss. He's more than a boss, actually. He's a god, technically speaking. Either way, there's some more Swarmers defeated, so that's 23 or 25. And here are some more, actually, so let's take them out also. And our coin challenge has been completed, and so it's a Swarmers challenge, so now what we've got left is the Air Elemental Gate and the Giant Area. So hopefully I can find those successfully over here, because it would be kind of disastrous if I didn't. What's back here, I wonder? Oh, I thought there was something back here for a moment there. But no, there wasn't, so that is unfortunate, to say the least. But hey-ho, whatever, as long as I find that giant area, I don't care where it is, as long as I find it. I fell. Reminds me of a Cars 3 trailer, you know, when Lightning says, I have crashed. But instead of crashing, it's like fallen instead. I have fell. Yeah, that's like one of the funnier parts of the trailer. Either way, yeah, like... enemy area has been opened up now that we defeated that one enemy right there. And this level seems incredibly easy for some reason. Like, where's the difficulty in this? Come on, guys. Except with the platform. The platforming is much more difficult, but the enemies, not so much. But yeah, it definitely seems like they were focusing mostly on the platforming on this stage right here. Or at least that's what it seems like. Who knows, maybe they'll surprise me and introduce a whole lot more combat in one section over here. But I'm left wondering, where the hell is that giant gate and that air gate? Hopefully I didn't miss them. If I did, then that, like I said before, would be disastrous. Hate to do that on the finale, for crying out loud. I mean, the finale is supposed to be the special one, not the I fail at everything one. Okay, we've got some more jumping right here. This is incredibly slow paced. Come on, game. Speed it up for me here, will you? And what's down here, I wonder? Being careful not to fall down, because that would also be disastrous. And here is the air gate. Sure, it's a fortunate thing that I decided to explore this area over here. So let us go ahead and complete such an air gate, shall we? Darn it. Yeah, I should have been more patient with that part right there. Okay, this is going much better than what it did before, but you know, I better shut my mouth before I end up jinxing myself. Like I have several times in the past. Oh, sorry guys, I have a blocked nose today, so I'm like sniffling all over the place here. I apologise about that. Watch out for the debris right here. It's like flying right into us, and it hurts. You know, I'm not actually like seeking out to get hit right now. In fact, I'm seeking the exact opposite. You know, it makes sense. After all, I don't want to get hurt. I mean, like, who would want to get hurt? Being hurt is like one of the many things that some people fear. With good reason as well. And I have dinner, so I'm gonna have to join you guys back in a second here. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, guys, I'm back. So let's continue with the level right here. And starting off with that, we're going to hit the teleporter. But I believe there is still an area over here for us to explore, and that is, in fact, where the giant area is located. So how about we go ahead and deal with that as soon as this guy drops his guard, which he just did. So that basically doomed him. Boom, baby. That challenge has been completed. So now let's see what we have earned as a reward for getting access to this giant area over here. It would seem that we got our little hat over there. So let's go and claim it, shall we? So now what we've got to do is focus on finishing off the level right here. Oops. That was kind of a bit of a stupid location for us to be put back out of, in all fairness. I mean, like, I didn't realise that that was a drop right there. Back to the giant area, in fact. But hey, this time I managed to avoid it, so that's what matters. So now let's continue with the level over here. I'm pretty sure we're nearing the end of it, though. I mean, after all, we have completed all the challenges, so there can't be too much more left to it. Okay, now let's take out this enemy as best as possible. Oh, that was a bit easy, in all fairness. All we've got to do now is avoid those crushers, and as long as we avoid those crushers, we will be just fine. Oh, darn, that hurt quite a bit. Okay, cool. Fortunately for us, Lightning Rod here is very, very powerful, so he was able to take out those enemies with ease. As for Series 2 Lightning Rod Soldier, WoW power in this game, I have absolutely no idea, but here is Captain Frightbeard. Ye've given me and me crew quite a chase, but here be where ye walk the plank. Me entire fleet stands ready to pillage all the old Skylands, and ye think you can stop me? Methinks me crew and I have something to say about that. Get 'em, boys. The first one to bring me a Skylander's head gets the whole island of loot. Ha ha ha. Well, it looks like we're about to initiate the boss fight right here, but we're not getting to that just yet. So after this screen is over, I'm going to return back to Flynn's ship, and I'm going to prepare for the speedrun. And by that I mean swapping out Eyeball for a much quicker character. But either way, we did earn a good amount of experience. It's just unfortunate that neither Lightning Rod nor Eyeball actually needs such experience. But either way, we got the Dancer hat. The Dangling Carrot hat, a pretty awesome hat if you ask me. The Traffic Cone hat, another awesome one. Then we also got the Turban, which is from the very first level of the console counterpart of this game. Then we also collect the coins as part of the challenges, alongside the elemental gates, the giant area, and of course the swarmers. So that's awesome, nonetheless. And we've opened up the time challenge in order for us to attempt that, which we are going to do in a momento's time, right after I return to Flynn's ship before this boss fight is triggered. Okay, returning to Flynn's ship, we shall. Okay, now we're at Flynn's ship. I'm going to swap out Eyeball for, like I said earlier, a much faster character. So I will see you guys after I have done that. Okay guys, so I've returned with Legendary Stealth Elf right here, so let's go on ahead and attempt this speedrun for the level right here, and hopefully we can be successful at it. But hope is only half a battle, so we've got to make sure that we're also successful, because, you know, hope is not enough to be successful. Our ability is what is good enough to be successful. So let's just hope that the ability of myself is good enough for that level needed for such success. But either way, we're going to skip the intro right there, because we can. Ha ha ha. Either way, let's, well, I was about to say try and platform over those things as fast and efficiently as possible, but that didn't quite work out, as you guys saw right there. Yeah, I forgot this was actually quite a funny jump. But either way, we managed to take it just fine. Yeah, Stealth Elf here is a very good jumper, that's why I chose to go with her. But since we've already used the regular Stealth Elf, I thought, let's go for the Legendary Stealth Elf. And plus, the Legendary Stealth Elf looks stupid awesome. I do like the fact that Stealth Elf has a very different moveset to her console counterpart, because she can throw her daggers, which is nothing similar to her console counterpart. Not until you get to the Superchargers game where you have Super Shot Stealth Elf, and she can shoot her daggers through her, like, Gatling gun. But that's about the closest thing you get to the 3DS Stealth Elf. And I think that was actually inspired by the series, by the 3DS Stealth Elf as well. You know, Super Shot Stealth Elf and Superchargers and all. And they wanted to make her look cool while throwing the daggers, so they gave her the Gatling gun. So yeah, it makes sense. I feel like Stealth Elf was easily the most improved character from Superchargers, because Super Shot Stealth Elf is actually, like, awesome. But still, Stealth Elf, the character as a whole, I still feel is incredibly overrated. But hey, I don't mind Stealth Elf's inclusion in Skylanders Academy, because she's actually a really good character in that show. Actually, probably one of my favourites. I don't know, see, between her or Pop Fizz, I really like those two characters from Academy. Yeah, I'd go for Stealth Off, actually. Stealth Off and then Pop Fizz number 2. So, but Pop Fizz is a very close number 2, I've got to admit. Either way, we're going to use Lightning Rod for this section right here, because he has the Levitating ability, which is very useful. And that was also very close right now. And that was a failure, so that was not close. That was downright failure, basically. Okay, here we go. Yeah, his Levitating ability definitely makes the platforming a whole bunch easier for us. Whoa boy, those are going faster than I thought they would be. Okay, we're just going to take the hits like a boss. Like I said, we're a god, so we can take such hits. Okay, cool, looking good indeed. So let's, I will gladly accept some of those, some of this money from the, crates, of course. But either way now, it looks like we got a nice little bounce pad right here to enjoy, so let's get bouncing, as one would say. Either way, let's go back to Stealth Up here for the sake of speed, and of course platforming with speed as well, because she's great with platforming with speed. She's great with speed altogether, end of story. Either way, we're going to keep with Lightning Rod here, because he is great for taking out these enemies right here. Like that, basically. Took him out nice and quickly, so good job there, Lightning Rod. And then we're back at this section again. I feel like we should remain with Lightning Rod for this one, just in case I do mess up, so I can easily levitate back to a previous platform. But man, we need to hurry up here. We've only got 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. And we're barely halfway through the level right now, and we've already had half our time. But I'm going to assume that time is quite rare on this level because of how like rare you are, how rarely you run into enemies as well, because, you know, enemies aren't exactly the most common thing in this place. And not to mention they want to make, like, the final speed run, like, one of the more harder speed runs, obviously. I mean, like, what's the point in having this final speed run right here if it's not even going to be challenging, right? So, of course, they don't want to have many clocks, because that would make it too easy. But either way, we're just going to take the teleport straight away, because we don't need to worry about that air gate anymore. And as for this last section right here, I'm going to go back to Stealth Off and continue with it as her. Watch out for those gears. Ah, I got hit by one, but that didn't matter too much. Okay, that's that guy all taken out. I seriously think that guy's a weakling. Like, seriously, he could not take many hits right there. Oh boy, okay, cool. Nice, that went really well. Like, probably as well as anything ever went for me. But either way, it looks like we finished the level with, like, way over 2 minutes to spare. Boom, baby. Either way, we're just going to skip straight through all of this, and after the boss fight loads up... Oh, great, audio glitch, again, I hate that glitch. But either way, after the boss fight loads up, we are obviously going to quit out of it, because I want to swap our Lightning Rod before we head into the battle. As for daily bonuses, we have Tech and Air, but, Air was the only one we could take advantage of. Now, I believe that daily bonus is the same as the previous level, but that's because I'm recording this on the same session as the Dragon's Peak, because I just wanted to get these recordings out of the way, so that's why the daily bonus is exactly the same. We are travelling to Skylanders, but I don't care much about saving Skylanders right now, because I need to swap out some characters, so let's return to Flynn's ship now, shall we? And I got a real surprise for who's coming up, even though you guys can probably predict who it is, because there's only one character left we haven't played as yet. And he also happens to be, like, the best Skylander of all time. And you can probably guess what edition it is, considering I have Legendary Stealth Off, and I like having two Legendaries up at once. So yeah, I'll see you guys after I've swapped out Lightning Rod here. Man, I suck at tapping that button with my left hand. I really need to do it with my right hand from now on. So, here he is, Legendary Ignitor. Now, I saved this guy for the finale, because, you know, the finale deserves such an awesome character to be introduced at the very end of it. And not to mention, for such a momentous occasion, I believe we don't just deserve a regular Igniter, no, we deserve a Legendary Igniter. So let's get right into this final boss fight right here. So as for our challenges, we have 100 coins to collect, we've got to avoid eating food, and we have to avoid the elemental sword attacks, and as for our elemental smashes, it is off a fire element. So it sure is convenient that Legendary Igniter is off the element. But either way, our main mission is to defeat Frightbeard, most obviously. So without further ado, let's get right into this final level here, rightfully entitled Saving Skylands. Try and get my camera into focus right here. That's a little better. Either way, I've heard that dodging the elemental sword attacks are actually really tough, so hopefully I can do that as successfully as possible. But fortunately for us right here, Ignitor is very, very powerful. You know, he's got to be my favourite for some good reasons, and being very, very powerful is one of them. Either way, here, let's clap team slide speed. You shall not survive. Okay, gotta be careful of that sword right there. Die, Frightbeard, die. Okay, we took out one chunk of his health at the very, very least. Man, I'm not looking forward to having to avoid these elemental attacks right here. Man, like, look at that, it's tough to avoid. And so far, what I've heard about dodging the elemental sword attacks sounds quite accurate, and I accidentally had some food right there, my bad. Oh, and I got hit by the elements. Man, I did not see that coming. I didn't realise it was circling around, that's the problemo. So we're just going to have to, you know, reattempt these objectives when it comes around to doing the speedrun right here, but what we're focused on right now is, like, getting all of our, oh, come on, man, is, completing the actual boss fight itself. Oh man, this is actually getting unfair. You don't know where the sword's going to attack because it's like out of the camera right now. Okay, let's swap to stealth alpha right here. Hit him from a distance because that would be nice and effective. Okay, that's looking awesome. Looking awesome indeed. Be even more awesome if I had the 3DS in full camera though. But either way, we have 50 of 100 coins, so that's looking good. At the very least. You know, we've got to at least make sure we complete at least one elemental challenge other than the elemental match. Okay, there's them guys all sorted out. Okay, now we've got to take care of this guy yet again. Ow, that hurt like a lot. Ow, that also hurt like a lot. Oh man, wow, okay, I'm definitely going to need some food. Okay, I'm definitely going to have to revive Stealth Elf in a minute, but I'm going to wait for me to get 100 coins first. Okay, if I didn't have food before, I definitely would have had it right there, because, you know, I wouldn't have been able to avoid it. And I've now completed the challenge, so I can bring back Stealth Elf. So that's exciting. Okay, let's take out this dude right here. Nice. Yeah, this is looking alright, actually, despite the fact that we took a lot of hits from the elemental sword earlier, but it's still looking alright, you know, and all. Oh boy, okay. Yep, that's definitely going to be tough. So I'm going to assume that the lightning is off the air element, then the magic, then this like purple one right here is off of magic. You know, if I was to make assumptions and all that. Oh boy, okay, that was real close right there. Oh, ow, 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 ow a lot, ow. Oh, swap to igniter, thank you, finally swapped to igniter. Oh man, I could have been doing with that food. Whoa, food, come back here. Oh, that's cool, we defeated him. Nice and easy mission in all fairness. Far from difficult, but hey, I'm not moaning, mind you. I'm not moaning. Either way, we got neither of our daily bonuses, but really, who cares? These guys are already like level 15, so our mission has been completed to defeat Frightbeard. Then the challenge has been completed to collect coins and access the elemental match. So for the speedrun, we are going to attempt to avoid food and avoid the elemental sword attacks, or at least taking damage from them, which is going to be far more difficult than it looks. But either way, I'm going to skip this cutscene because we will see that after the speedrun. So we've got to return back to the plane ship, and then after we complete the speedrun here, then I'll show off the credits. If I am unable to complete the avoiding the food and avoiding the elemental sword, then I'm just going to do that at my own time. But don't worry, we'll do it, you know, it wouldn't be 100% if I didn't. So let's go back here and attempt that time challenge and hopefully avoid the food and the elemental sword attacks in the meantime. But man, that elemental sword one is going to be a real tough one, especially with that lightning all over the place. Like I said, it's tougher than it looks. Either way, we're going to start off with collecting some coins right off the bat, even though there are no coins to be collected, because by reviving your character after they are defeated is going to be the only way we can regenerate health, so we cannot have food for this battle. Or at least I'm going to try not to have food. You know, I could accidentally take some by mistake. So we're also going to destroy those crates just so we can, like make the food inside them expire before I need to worry about, so I don't need to worry about eating them. Ow, that sword really, really hurt, but fortunately that does not count as the elemental sword attacks, so it doesn't mean we have lost out on the avoiding the elemental sword attacks just yet. So yeah, cool, we're doing almighty fine with dodging those attacks right now. I'm also going to collect that coin right here. Man, that sword is right in the way of where we need to be, so that's unfortunate. But, hey ho, we're still doing just fine, fortunately. But then again, I should probably shut up before I jinx myself. Because knowing me, that's probably exactly what I'll do. Okay, time to use range. There we go, very nice. Okay, let's take out this guy right here. Boom, baby. Okay, die. Okay, there we go. That's that all taken out. Okay, let's try and keep up the way of that elemental sword. Where's it coming? Okay, I almost had that food right there, but fortunately I didn't. Okay, which one is it? Oh, he didn't throw the sword. I thought he did for a moment there. Oh no, those are boulders, that's why. Okay, let's try and avoid that food because I would hate to eat it now. Fortunately, that was coins. I thought it was food for a moment there. I was like, oh no, did I just have food by accident? But no, fortunately, that was not the case. And I also have enough to regenerate. Oh darn, that does count as an elemental attack. That sucks. Never mind, looks like I'm doing it at my own time. But I can still avoid the food at the very least. So let's do this thing. Is this guy's last phase? I can't quite remember. Nope, not his last phase yet. We've still got one last one left. Now, I'm sorry if you guys hear some noise and oh darn. If I didn't get hit by the board, I definitely would have got hit by that. But either way, I'm sorry if you guys hear something in the background. It's just my sister's alone, which I have full respect for because, you know, she lives in Sweden, so she only ever sees her like annually or something. Way less than how often I see Luke, and I miss Luke a lot, so you know I know how she feels and all that. Oh, okay, cool. I was gonna go for the food, but sure it's a good thing I didn't right there. Oh man, not good, not good. Bad elemental sword, bad. Oh, here comes this guy. Oh boy, running out of health right here. But fortunately, we do have some money to revive a character if they are downed, which I just did because knowing me, I'll probably end up losing Igniter. Okay, where did he go? Where did he go? Where did he go? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Yeah, there he is. Let's take him out. Nice. So I'm basically going to complete that objective in my own time, and then when I get it, I will show you guys on camera. So that's basically going to be the bonus clip after the final ending cutscene, and the credits right here. But of course, we got this screen to enjoy first and foremost. But unfortunately, that experience didn't really help out much because these guys are already level 15. But hey, a nice little legendary episode to end off on here. Now, I know we weren't legendaries for the whole thing, but we certainly were a legendary character for most of it now, were we not? I really think they have, dude. There we go, the volume's a bit higher now. I'm not too sure if that captured. I sure hope it did. Either way, I'm going to shut up now and let you enjoy this. If I haven't spoiled it already, that is.
Just the way I like it. I guess we showed old Captain Pirate Pants never to mess with the best. And by the best, naturally, I mean me.
And of course, the Skylanders.
Ow! Hey! Knock it off!
Look, it's a book. It must have come from one of Brightbeard's ships.
Let me see that.
There's your cake recipe, dude.
This is no ordinary book, Hugo. It's a cookbook for the world's most awesome pirate pastries. We just sent Peter. You know what we gotta do now, don't you?
I'm afraid to ask.
We gotta go grocery shopping. I need some giant eggs. Stacked. Set sail for the desert island. Oh yeah.
Is that an actual island? If it is, I want to explore it. Bit of regular feed Eflin. But either way, looks like we've got credits right now to enjoy, so how exciting. Well, right after this, of course.
Thanks to you, Captain Brightbeard has been defeated, and Skylanders is safe once again. But more adventures await. The journey with your Skylanders and your Giants is only just beginning.
Truer words have never been said, because literally the story's only just begun. But either way, here come the credits. Do we have to sit through credits? These things are like 20 years long. But if I press the OK button, then that basically skips the credits. But since it is the finale, I am going to let these play out and all that fun stuff. But either way, my thoughts on the game. It's awesome. End of story. This version of the 3DS is definitely much better than the original one, I do have to admit, mostly because Hector doesn't chase you, which sure, it does make the first one more intense, but it also means that you can take your time more, and it makes for more interesting level design and stuff. Now, I do wish the game was a little longer. Now, this game is, to 100% it, much longer than Spyro's Adventure, but if you're just speeding through it, not worrying about 100%, it is much shorter. Like I said, my friend finished it in 2 days stat, but that wasn't 100%. But, the challenges are nowhere near as hard, and but what they are really good at is being more like precise with the description of the challenge itself. Like Spyro's Adventure, a lot of the challenges was misleading, and I was even talking about that in like the Pirate Seas about how some of the names of the challenges were misleading, and of course that like carried over into this one, which is actually a great idea for this game. I love the fact that the adventure packs carried over so that then you could go through to the old levels with your new characters, because it's showing off what could have really happened if they made expansions instead, so that then you could go back to the old levels and play with your new characters on such old levels. That would have been really cool. But of course that's not what they did, so it wasted a lot of potential. But overall, like I said, it's really good. This does deserve to get its own game, I do have to admit, but it would have been better as an expansion or a DLC. But then again, for 3DS, that's much harder to do, so I am glad that it did get its own physical copy. But either way, as for the characters, all the new ones introduced, for the most part, were really good. For the most part, the characters that I didn't like on the console, I don't like them here, but there are a few exceptions where the roles are reversed. Like String Boom, for example, I love him on the console, but here he's not very good, I do have to admit. But Funpack, for example, he's much better in this version. I do quite like Funpack. So yes, there's a lot of improvements and disappointments from the characters, comparing them from this version to the console version. But for the most part, the characters are better on the console version. But like I said, they're not too bad in here. And not to mention, Giants also introduced some of the most popular characters even to this day. Like, for example, Chill, Shroom Boom, Jetpack, and Pop Fizz. They're still some of the most popular characters, alongside T-Rex and Crusher as well. Like, I'm pretty sure T-Rex and Crusher are two of the characters that literally everyone has. Like, everyone who I know who owns this game has those two characters, at the very least. But either way, that doesn't make them bad, except for Crusher. Crusher is bad, but Crusher is probably the best example of the best improvement in comparing the two games, because Crusher is actually really, really awesome on 3DS. Because his hammer does a whole lot more power, does a whole lot more damage, and it makes him a whole lot more effective, especially when comparing him to the console version, because in the console version his hammer was too slow for how much damage it did. But either way, the music for the most part was the same, but it did have a few original tracks in there, and those original tracks were awesome. And as for the remixes of the old themes, they were also, of course, awesome. So yeah, it definitely made for a really great score, and it made it for some really intense moments. So yes, they did take out Hector, which didn't make the game as intense at moments. But they certainly did make up for it with the fact of having difficult challenges when it comes to the boss fights. Like, for example, when you have to avoid that elemental sword, that makes it very intense, especially if you're getting towards the end and you, like, need to avoid it just for a little longer. Like, you're getting excited that you might get it, but then again, that excitement could screw you over and you could get hit by it, and so that kind of that kind of makes it incredibly intense for you. And then not to mention, the theme itself actually makes the game also more intense. So yes, to make the game, like, have intense moments, they did take out Hector for it, but they made the execution for it way more better, and they improved upon it. And so that's why I personally think that this 3DS game for Skylanders Giants is better than 3DS one for Spyro's Adventure. Unlike the consoles, where I prefer Spyro's Adventure 2 Giants for the consoles. So yeah, overall very good. For some reason there was no names behind under music and design, but still some awesome credits, even though the background is kind of boring, and the credits are nowhere near as good as they are on the console version, because of course the console version at least have people talking over it. But hey, that's because, you know, the 3DS can't be the same as console version. It physically can't. It's not powerful enough, despite the fact that I believe, but don't quote me on this, I could be completely wrong, but I believe the 3DS has a similar like power output to for Wii. Like, it's just a little less powerful, but of course I could be wrong about that. But basically what I'm saying is that they could have basically just made a downgraded version of a console. They didn't want to do that, and then not to mention the execution of the of the Skylanders and the way you use them also would not have worked for it really, and not to mention the huge amount of collectibles as well. The 3DS would not have been able to store all of that. And like Skylanders Swap Force, I think that one in particular would have been impossible for 3DS because of how long the levels were and how much collectibles there were and stuff. Like, seriously, the Wii struggles for that one, like, a lot, and they had to actually cut a lot out for the Wii in that one. But either way, why I'm talking about Skylanders Swap Force? Because, despite the fact that it's going to be the next Let's Play, it's not going to be out for a very, very long time. Not until I get back to school again after the summer, because basically this summer, I've already said before, I have lots of things that I want to do over the summer, and not all of them are YouTube related. Like, there's a few video game marathons I want to do. I want to do a Skylanders marathon for the console versions, but I'm not going to do Let's Play for those. It's just going to be me going through them and basically just enjoying them for what they are. Because these games, for the most part, all of them are pretty awesome, except Superchargers, but that's a video for another day. But yeah, this is good overall. Like I said, great music. The level design does kind of get repetitive after a while, and it's kind of bland and not very original for this specific version of the game. But despite the fact that it is basic, it doesn't mean that it's not fun. Because the platform and the combat still do make an interesting challenge, which is still pretty good, if to say the least. But yep, these credits really do take 20 years now, don't they? Come on, credits, move along here. Yeah, I'm just going to be a bit quiet here and just let you guys enjoy the music right here. And plus, I'm also running out of things to say, so yeah, go on ahead and enjoy the silence right here. This here is a remix from the Chapter 14 theme of the console version. I mean, like, it sounds... Actually, no, I don't think it's a remix. I think it's exactly the same, especially since I believe this is actually an original piece of music, because I do not remember this from the first game. So this is just an example of how great some of the original stuff is, but I'm just trying to think of what else. Design of the characters, like I said, is great, but for the level, it's kind of boring and repetitive. Oh, and the NPCs are much better executed in this one. Like, the NPCs before kind of sucked, but here they're much, much better. And also, the dialogue is more realistic and more clever as well, and makes some more funny moments, if you care to read it, that is. So yeah, NPCs have also been improved, especially since the NPCs used here are, like, higher on my top 10 list than what Wendell was. Because no offense to Wendell, but it was nowhere near as good, especially since you didn't see him for as much of the game. But Flynn is just basically, you know, his classic self, same with Callie, and Hugo is interesting to say the least, just like he was in the first game, which is a shame that he's not on the console version of this game, but at least he was here. We have lots of floating names right here though, so that's cool, even though I absolutely know none of these guys. Oh, we got special thanks right here to Bobby that guy and a lot of other people. I hate the way how credits go by too fast for you to actually read them, but I'm not asking for these credits to be slower, because I don't want them to be 50 years long, okay? 20 years, that's long enough, okay? So yeah, if you can actually read every single name of the credits, then congratulations to you. You are probably the fastest reader on this planet, no doubt, because no one can read that fast, come on. And I mean the titles above them, not just the names, like what these names actually stand for as well. I mean, like, I know I couldn't read that quickly. I could probably read Simon Ducat Clarley Thingy Dingus, and then I would have to move straight onto, like, Jean Francis Lehulia or something. So I've missed, like, 9 names out at once, like, between reading one and the other. But then again, I could probably read it much faster in my head. And plus, I wouldn't have commentary in the middle normally, so probably I'd only miss out about 2 or 3 names. But still, it's very impossible for someone like me to read the entire thing. I'm sure there's people who know about the entire thing from, like, watching it more than once, but reading the entire thing and remembering about it and being able to call it out all at once in like one run of the credits, that is highly impressive, I've got to admit. As for programming of this game, it couldn't have been too difficult, very basic, but near enough all programming is still challenging, but of course there are some tasks in programming that is more difficult than others, and this is one of the more easy ones. But hey, simplistic programming doesn't make for a bad game, because as I've said several times, there's lots of ups to this game, there's lots of downs to this game, but this game overall definitely does have more flaws than the console version does, but it's the same with all of the 3DS versions of this game in all fairness. And the main flaw for it is that they can only have 2 characters at once, but that's understandable due to storage, and it was the best way to execute it. They didn't have any other choice, because they couldn't have you storing all of the characters at once. But of course, it did, of course, improve upon this for Superchargers and Swap Force. Well, basically Swap Force and everything after it, because you could store like all of your characters at once for it. So that means you wouldn't need to like only have 2 at once, because you could have all of them at once instead. But either way, there is the credits over, and sadly, alongside that, that also means that the game is also over as well. So either way, as I said, I will get that like elemental swords in my own time. But as for now, I believe I've already shown off these rooms, but I believe that in the Captain's deck we can have a look at like records or stuff, maybe. But as you can see, the map is now completed from all of the different locations we have been, so that map looks pretty damn cool. Then we also have the same stuff as before, so the globe, the telescope, all that fun stuff. But another thing I want to show off is the Skylanders collection, which is right in here. But it does require a nice little loading screen for. So yeah, I'm sorry I didn't manage to get the avoiding the elemental sword attacks on camera, but hey ho, like I said, it's not an easy task, and I can't be bothered to do it right now. So I'll do it some other time. But either way, we're going to go through the collection right here, because that's basically what this area is for. So right here is Voodoo. Basically, if these blanks right here, they're expecting you to summon in the Series 1 character. I don't know why. Like, the blanks should be eliminated if you summon in the Series 2. That's kind of dumb, but hey ho, it's whatever. Then there's also a Series 2 Double Trouble right here. Then there's also Legendary Spyro. Unfortunately, I was unable to play as Dark Spyro, who does have a different moveset to Legendary Spyro, but it's whatever at this point, you know. There's too many characters to play as, but I did at least play as one version of every character at the very least, so that was well done on my part. I think I deserve a pat on the back for that. But either way, we also have Pop Fizz, and we have Ninjini as well as Scarlet Ninjini. Then as for the water, we have Series 2 Gilgrunt, Series 2 Slam Bam, Whamshell, Series 2 Zap, Chill, Legendary Light Core Chill, or as this game puts it, Light Core Legendary Chill when it's actually Legendary Light Core. So, you know, like, terrible consistency like this. Like, in the console, it's Legendary Light Core Chill, but here it's Light Core Legendary Chill. You know, inconsistencies like that I tend to hate. But hey, you know, it's whatever. I don't mind too much. I mind a fair bit, but not like a huge amount. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say here. Even though it makes absolutely no sense. But either way, as for the air element, we have Warnado, Series 2 Lightning Rod, Series 2 Sonic Boom, Series 2 Whirlwind, Jetpack, and Swarm. Then for Undead, we have Ghost Roaster, Series 2 Hex, Series 2 Chop Chop, and Legendary Chop Chop. Crew is Fire's favourite, I believe. Then we have Series 2 Cinder, Fright Rider, Eyebrawl. Then from the tech element, we have Series 2 Chigappy, we have Boomer, Series 2 Drobot, Series 2 Drill Sergeant, Sprocket, Bouncer, and Legendary Bouncer. Then finally, for fire, we have Series 2 Flameslinger. I did accidentally say finally there, but this isn't finally, because we have 2 more elements after this. But either way, as for the next fire, we have Legendary Igniter. Then we also have Series 2 Eruptor, Sunburn, Hot Dog, Molten Hot Dog, Hothead, and then for Earth we have Legendary Bash. I did actually play as Dynarang, it's just that for some reason he didn't like count. It's because basically I used Vion's Elite Dynarang, so that didn't actually count towards the collection for some reason. But I did use him, I do remember using him in part 3 or something like that. Some early episode, definitely single digits. But either way, then we also have Series 2 Prison Break, Terrafin, Series 2 to be specific. Then we have Flashwing, Jade Flashwing, Crusher, Granite Crusher, and then as for the final element, we have Legendary Stealth Elf, Series 2 Stealth Elf, Series 2 Zook, Series 2 Sump Smash, Camo. Many people like, there's 2 different pronunciations to this guy, Camo and Camo. And neither of them are correct, like you can use either one really, but the official one is Camo, and that's proven by Chapter 13, the Oracle, because basically in the console version, in Chapter 13 is the Oracle says the Skylanders name that you're currently playing as, and these are the official pronunciations for these characters, and as for Camo here, he says Camo, so that's the official pronunciation, but you can also say Camo, because, you know, that's another way of pronouncing it. Even though I'm pretty sure most people do call him Camo anyway. But then we have Shroom Boom, T-Rex, and finally Gnarly T-Rex. But either way, with all that said and done, I'm gonna head back to the main area for ship here, and of course get graced by another awesome loading screen right here. But hey, at least we get an incredibly exciting info message right here. No, not really. It's not that exciting. But either way, guys, I hope you enjoyed the Let's Play. If you did, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We have more Let's Plays like this coming up, and they'll only get better with time, especially after I get like better recording equipment and better editing software. But either way, I'd like to thank you so much for watching. If you've watched every single part, then you are officially awesome, and I love every single one of you who constantly support my videos. But either way, I will see you in the next Let's Play, guys. Peace.